Welcome back. We are answering your questions about the coronavirus with Cone Health's Chief Operating Officer, Dr. Mary Jo Cagle. Remember, you can text your questions. The text number is right here at the bottom, 336-379-5775, and we will try and answer your question on air for you. Okay, the first question that we got today is, what type of mask is the best for people to wear, and how often can they be reused?
So really, any mask will give you some protection. If you can get a mask that is several layers, a cloth mask that is several layers will work. But any of the masks that are filtering, you can even make them at home using coffee filters, and use coffee filters 2 or 3 layers will work. So there are several brands of masks that will work for you at home. So layering works well. You don't want to just use one layer, and multiple layers will work, and 3 to 5 wearings, if it is a disposable mask, is probably the most that you should use of a disposable type mask. Bless you.
Thank you. And if it is a mask that you just made yourself, or it's a bandana or a scarf or something like that, can we wear that a couple of times, or do we have to throw that in the wash every time we go out?
So again, 2 to 3 wearings and launder it.
And the whole point of the mask is not as much to protect you, but to protect you from other people. Can we explain that one more time?
So again, because coronavirus affects about 50% of the people that it affects will have no symptoms, what you're really doing is protecting others. And if everyone wears them, then since most of us who wear these, we may not know that we have coronavirus. Half the people who have it have no idea they have the virus. So the ideal is, if we all wear this, we're protecting each other.
Gotcha. Okay. So this next question says, how are hospitalizations at Cone Health now compared to last week, and are things improving?
So we're on a plateau right now. So we're about the same as this time last week. So we are and a little bit better than we were 2 weeks ago.
I remember we had 18 and 19 were the norm, then it was 30 for a little while, and now we're back to what?
So we actually popped up into the 40s, and now we're running at about the upper 20s, and have been at that for a couple of weeks.
So this person it goes with that. It says, I heard we're flattening the curve, but will cases ramp up once the stores start reopening?
So we've been looking at our numbers, and there are several things that we have to consider before we reopen for surgery. And so we have to look at, do we believe that the curve is flat and not looking to increase? Do we believe that we have enough personal protective equipment for our medical staff? And then do we have enough tests to test people coming in for surgery or other procedures? And if we can say yes to all of those, then we can begin to open for other procedures. And we believe that we are getting close to saying yes to all of those things. And in the next week or so, we'll be able to begin to slowly reopen, because we're still watching those numbers as people begin to, as the governor has said, that we can begin to open some of our businesses and make certain that we don't have a spike in cases again.
Okay, and that answer was for surgery. I had said stores, but I think it kind of got lost in the translation of the computer. But I'm glad we answered that question, because we did have another question about, do you think doctors will start seeing patients on a regular basis again soon?
Yeah, and I think they're both related. I think that whether it's our stores and restaurants beginning to slowly open, or our hospitals and physician offices starting to open up to more whatever our new normal is, they're related, right? Because we're all interwoven with each other.
Yes, we are.
And
yes,
I think that's what we're all looking for, is how can we gradually get back to our normal?
Gotcha.
And I
Someone
think,
did follow up with that saying, when people start returning to work and getting back to normal, like you were saying, will they need to keep away from the vulnerable population?
yeah. So I think that's what we're hearing at the federal and state level is if you are 65 or older, or if you have serious conditions, such as if you're undergoing treatment for cancer or have an autoimmune disorder. I think for people in those categories, we need to stop and say, what are the activities that I really need to be involved in? Um, I need, I would recommend for anyone who has loved ones or they themselves fit in those categories, we need to stop and think, do I need to be going out and participating in large group activities or groups at all? Should I keep myself in with my family at home? I think that would be my recommendation for anyone that I loved that fit in those groups.
And I think to follow up, someone has just texted, is it safe for me to have my family members over for meals? And I think that depends.
It does depend. I think that if your family members are, I have two sons that are 28 and 30, and my husband and I don't have any conditions that would warrant that separation. We four might get together. However, if I had, I wouldn't feel comfortable right now having my 85-year-old mother get together with our extended family, with all of her grandchildren and great grandchildren in that big house full.
Yeah.
So the four of us immediately might get together, but the 35 of my extended family getting together is probably not yet a good idea.
Gotcha. Yes. And so again, it's varying things depending on whether your family members go out and go to work and have a lot of contact with other people. That would make a difference as well.
Absolutely.